Welcome to the Ukulele Toybox, which is the demo of the full game Ukulele, which released like half a year before, and yeah, actually got speedrunned. We had nothing more, so we did that before the game came out. So yeah, category is 100% normal, which is basically collect the 100 quills that are scattered around this non-spoiler separate from the final game world, and then collect the page that's appearing. So we're starting off here with a little hard trick. We're using a kind of stored ground pound on this ledge to try and get a really high amount of vertical momentum to get out of this intro area here. Usually we would have to talk to an NPC, press a button, have some dialogue, skip it and stuff. We don't actually have the text skip in here, which is why we would have to mash it. And yeah, getting this gets us out of this intro area, which when performed in the first 3 tries actually saves us time up to like 20 seconds, which made it a real big deal when this trick got discovered legit 1 day before the release of the final game, which is also the reason why the category never got grinded out again after that. So yeah, we're basically, this is like a run consisting of very optimized movement around this little environment with very few textures. This here is a little skip where we use the ramps, where we kind of use the ramp a little bit to get some extra momentum vertically again. Yeah, the ramps in this game and ledges are kind of behaving weird sometimes. Having a little bit of struggle here with those quills. This is not supposed to happen. But yeah, we can kind of extend our jumps by this flutter ability, and in best Donkey Kong Country manner, we can kind of attack first to go a little bit above like the air, and then start our jump later. Having a little bit of a maze over here, which is not the trickiest of all. Getting stuck here a little bit, damn it. Yeah, overall this run is pretty short. It's like, yeah, with an estimate I'd probably go for 10 minutes because of the chance of a rather long trying session for the first trick to get out of the intro area. The rest of the run is pretty straightforward. We basically just do a ton of really precise movement that is that's been really optimized. I mean, we've run this category for months, in fact, and it's like under 6 minutes by now. So yeah, we actually, when we grinded this out, we also wanted to have something different, so we started a meme category that's this run but without the rolling. So a bit less fast, and we're not able to get up slopes in the way that it's intended. So there I didn't get a pretty hard trick where we would have abused the side of the ramp, which I normally am able to do. And this quill here is our midway point that I just missed. So yeah, 50 quills done, 50 quills to go. And coming up is one of the coolest tricks. We're kind of abusing this marble here. We usually should get it through that hole, then it would fall down and we'd have to do a little labyrinth section with it. But we can just make it fall down in another place by getting under it and pushing it out of its bounds. So it falls up right there, you can see it, next to the hole. We don't have to do the maze anymore. It can also fall directly in the hole, but that's kind of hard. And yeah, would also save a few seconds. Or in other words, this way we lost a few seconds, but that's alrighty. Gather in some more quills until we go through the first door of the game, which is a little loading zone to a higher up place, which we can only reach by going through that door. We also collect the only ghost rider of this, which is kind of giving a little hint at what they will be in the final game, or what they have become in the final game. And I missed another quill. This is not world record pace. So right here we can kind of abuse the little weird physics by pushing that block over a little bit and then jumping off of the corner of it. Thereby we don't have to actually jump on top of it. Yeah, and pretty up next is a kind of big fall, after which we wanna press the dive button when we hit the water at exactly the right time to make a kind of quick dive to the bottom of the to the bottom of the sea, if we want to say so. Collecting 5 more quills down here in the water, which is a pretty chill section. And then we're actually already able to make it to the final section of the run, which has a little wind tunnel that is kind of funny. You can actually push all kinds of stuff into that wind tunnel and they'll fly around like crazy. But yeah, we can also just chill and try to use as much of the momentum the wind tunnel gives us as possible. We actually once had a session where we just try to find as many things in the world that are possible to be pushed into the wind tunnel, and then we had a little tornado thing going on. All the movable objects flying around in that wind tunnel. And these are the final 4 quills actually, and then we get a little cutscene. And then when we jump down and die, we get teleported back directly to the starting point, which is also the point where we can collect the Pagey. So even in the dying animation we will already have the time and time. Because we've heard the Pagey sound, it got collected while we respawned. And yeah, thanks for watching. I will probably submit this as both like a standalone thingy. I mean, I would have fun just doing this, but I could also do this as an incentive for another ukulele run, which would be kind of funny. And yeah, with that, hey, thank you. Bye bye.